terrifying moment. Cheap Ukrainian army drone destroyed 10 Russian tanks on Bakhmut battlefield. Ukraine has a lot of cheap, throwaway drones flying on the front lines, but some others come with higher price tags. One homemade octocopter runs for $100,000, but this weapon appears to be proving its worth, taking out far more expensive Russian tanks and artillery pieces, even in the dead of night, an operator said. The Ukrainian-made R18 octocopters, equipped with thermal imaging cameras and capable of carrying ordnance that can be dropped on enemy assets below, have been wreaking havoc on the battlefield amid Russian President Vladimir Putin's grinding war with the Eastern European country. One drone operator with Ukraine's 24th Separate Mechanized Brigade, who goes by the call sign Sunset, told media in a report published this week that his unit has already used R18 octocopters to annihilate 10 Russian tanks in the past few months. The value of a single Soviet-era T-72 tank is estimated to be over $1 million, while Russia's more advanced tanks, like the T-80s and T-90s, are worth even more. The 24th Separate Mechanized Brigade has been utilizing the octocopter drones since May, Sunset said, according to the report, which said they're deadliest after dark. He didn't mention Ukrainian drone losses, but a Ukrainian official estimated in August that Ukraine was losing 40 to 45 drones a day, including some of its higher-end systems. Some other estimates have been much higher, with researchers previously putting losses at 10,000 drones a month. It is unclear which of these figures is accurate, or if these losses include intentionally attritable systems, such as one-way attack drones. The commander of the Ukrainian military unit, who goes by the call sign Hassan, told CBS News that in the last month alone, his soldiers had destroyed $40 million worth of Russian hardware using drones. He added that his unit was slated to be beefed up from about 60 to 100 troops, and that it would need to scale up its drone fleet. In recent months, the Ukrainian military has also been using much cheaper, low-budget drones rigged with explosive devices, such as anti-tank, rocket-propelled grenades, against Russian forces. Those drones, which cost around $400, have become extremely prominent and have emerged as the leading anti-tank weapon for the Ukrainian military amid Russia's 20-month-long invasion of Ukraine. Russian forces are also using exploding drones in the war. Ukraine's Minister of Digital Transformation, Mikhailo Fedorov, has said that Ukraine is dedicated to building up a cutting-edge army of drones, and that project has seen the introduction of thousands of unmanned platforms into combat. Fedorov said in a tweet on Friday that nearly 2,000 high-tech drones equipped with an AI tool to automatically detect and track targets are being sent to the front lines. Quality data means more brilliant results by UAVs strike units. Stay tuned, Fedorov said. The Russians have lost so many tanks that they've had no choice but to reactivate and rush to the front hundreds of 50, 60, and even 70-year-old T-72 Ural, T-62, and T-54-55 tanks, often with no major upgrades to their optics, fire controls, or armor. But the aged tanks are expedients, temporary stopgaps as Russian industry mobilizes and adapts to tightening foreign sanctions on the imported high-end electronics the industry once depended on. The Kremlin for nearly 2 years has been trying to boost tank production, and the effort finally is paying off. Russian-made optics are replacing sanctioned optics from France, and where before, just one factory, the Uralvagonzavod plant in Sverdlovsk Oblast, built tanks from scratch, T-72B3Ms and T-90Ms, now Omsk Transmash in Siberia also is retooling for trax-up production of T-80 BVMs. How many new and upgraded tanks the plants can produce is, for outsiders, a matter of speculation. In April, media estimated Uralvagonzavod alone delivered around 20 tanks a month. But a few weeks earlier, Defense Express reported that Uralvagonzavod, Omstronsmash, and various upgrade workshops together could deliver 90 tanks a month. If Defense Express's number is accurate, then Russian industry is very close to completing enough new and upgraded tanks every month to keep up with losses. And while the upgraded tanks, including the oldest T-62s and T-54-55s, are a finite resource, relying as they do on existing chassis and turrets, there's a good reason to believe reactivated mid-Cold War tanks are accounting for a shrinking proportion of overall Russian tank deliveries since peaking in late 2022. That evidence is losses. Broadly speaking, an army should lose tanks roughly in proportion to how many of a particular tank model it deploys. While the specific capabilities of a tank type might make it more or less survivable relative to other types, those differences really only matter on the margins.